Guys, Asa here. Hope you're doing well. Just lost my voice there. So, got a comparison video because I was testing this fragrance called Bottega Veneta Homme Parfum, and it kept reminding me of a fragrance I'd smelled not too long ago, i.e. John Varvatos Dark Rebel. And you know what? I'm actually pitching a £20 fragrance with a £100 fragrance, and this one is discontinued. Albeit, this was released in 2017 and this was released in 2015. This is an eau de parfum, this is an eau de toilette. But while testing Bottega Veneta, I just realized that this has got some similarities to Dark Rebel. Not a huge lot. So I'll try to do two reviews in one review and tell you where the similarities exist. So let's start with Bottega Veneta and then we will move on to Dark Rebel. So give it 2 small squirts. And the first thing that impresses me about this fragrance is this beautiful, beautiful leather. Beautiful. And the leather of this fragrance reminds me of the leather of a fragrance I reviewed about a year ago, Gucci Guilty Absolute. In fact, I've got a tiny spray and the leather, only the leather. The scent is amazing. The leather reminds me of the leather I've just sprayed from Bottega Veneta. So the Bottega Veneta brings in a beautiful combination of leather, fir balsam, fir resin I should say, and spices, cardamom, very muted cardamom with ladon. So it's slightly resinous and then cedar, slightly woody, beautiful leather and beautiful pepper. I think it's pimento pepper. So it's fresh, resinous, slightly woody, slightly spicy leather. That's how it starts. And it's very attractive. The leather is very manly. As you know, Gucci Guilty Absolute is a very manly scent. The same DNA exists here. It's just the fact that they have included more richer notes and slightly more brighter. It's not as grim as Gucci Guilty Absolute. Yeah? But the similarities are uncanny, especially the leather, the oily, waxy leather. It's beautiful. Now, let's see how Dark Rebel starts off. Yeah. So, good spray. This is a 5 ml decant, so I can be a little bit more liberal. And this will put a smile on your face. The John Varvatos is more sprightly, more stylish, and a bit more younger. This is slightly mature. And this is, at the moment, there is no similarity between these two scents. This smells of tobacco and rum. Slightly sugary, and there's a slightly vanillic accord to it. Slight vanilla, yeah? And the leather doesn't even make an appearance. So it's basically notes like vanilla, notes like leather, tobacco, the kind of scents that are in vogue at the moment. This was released in 2015. And it's slightly sugary and very, very stylish. I like the fact that this is so stylish, yeah? And easy to wear, slightly young. Leather is just making an appearance, probably half a minute after I sprayed. Leather is just beginning to make an appearance. So if I compare freshness, this is the freshest and the lightest. Yeah, this is midway, and Gucci Guilty Absolute is probably the grimmer one. Very gravity-based scent, you know, very strong leather. Now let's talk about the dry down. I've got a 3-hour dry down here. And this is where the similarities start to appear. And that's why I'm doing a head-to-head comparison. Now, what it does is, it becomes more resinous, more affable leather, more likable leather. And cardamom makes an appearance, and pimento, which is slightly lemony and fresh. So it's lemony, chili-like smell combined with resinous leather, and sort of the leather becomes less manly. Yeah, the beginning leather is much more manly, almost like Gucci Guilty Absolute's leather, which is extremely manly, very, very daring. So lemony, resinous leather with a slight hint of chili pepper, if you like, or pimento chilies, and slight lemoniness to it, almost as if LME has been used, and slight hint of cardamom, and slightly woody. Very, very nice. Beautiful dry down. Love the dry down. The dry down is very stylish. Superb, actually. Dry down of John Varvatos, yeah. This has got that resinous leather, along with a lemony spiciness to it. There's Artemisia, I think, in this fragrance. So it's fresher and very stylish and very likable. Of these two, they're both leather based now in the dry down. This is more likable. John Varvatos is more likable. It will be more acceptable to people. This one still is got that leather, which is waxy and strong and slightly animalic. This also has this blackcurrant like vibe, which I feel comes from castoreum. There are many, many notes in this fragrance. And castoreum, although this is not animalic, castoreum has this blackcurrant like undertone, slightly tangy, fruity. I like this. I like both actually, but this is more wearable, this is more likable, and it's very cheap. So I thought, there are commonalities. I mean, the common notes that I saw were leather, labdanum, cardamom, and I think cedar. But I'll be very honest with you, that the similarities are very little. I'd say probably 30%, 25% to 30%. But it reminded me more and more of, the more I tested the Bottega Veneta, more it reminded me of the John Varvatos. So I thought, okay, let me do a comparison video, but these two are quite different. There's some similarities. Also, as I said, the leather note in in Bottega Veneta reminds me of the Gucci Guilty Absolute. So that's the reason I sprayed a little bit here. The Gucci Guilty Absolute is very, very manly, very daring scent. So goes one level below that daring is the Bottega Veneta, which is bringing in more modern elements, more likable, more affable, but very stylish and sophisticated. And the John Varvatos is even more likable, more playful, nothing serious about it, very likable, very easily wearable. I would not hesitate wearing either to work. This one is probably on a suit, this one can be a smart casual. Performance. The performance on this one, the Bottega Veneta, disappoints me. Why? Because there's the sillage, being leather, being labdanum, I would have expected the sillage to be rich. It's a rich scent, but the sillage is very mediocre, yeah? And the projection is even worse. It literally doesn't project, but longevity is very good, 8 hours minimum. And the smell is really interesting, rich, multi-dimensional scent, yeah? The John Varvatos one surprised me. It has more longevity, and John Varvatos fragrances are known or renowned for lack of performance. This one has more projection, more sillage, and more longevity than the Bottega Veneta. It was an easy life when I sprayed this. 10 to 12 hours easy in terms of longevity, and it doesn't, the best part is it doesn't lose its layers, if you like. It doesn't become a pale shadow of itself. That's the big thing. Seasons. I think both these fragrances are very versatile. I wouldn't mind wear this on a hot summer evening, not daytime, evening. The leather could be a bit too much. But you can wear this, apart from summer, you can wear this in any weather, not a problem, summer evening time. So very highly wearable fragrance. In terms of John Varvatos, I wouldn't even struggle wearing this during daytime and summer. Very, very nice scent. Really like the John Varvatos as well. And in terms of compliments, depends who smells you, right? These sort of fragrances, if people smell you, they won't go gaga. They wouldn't go, over the top compliments. These are not extreme compliment magnets, but they will get you noticed. They will get compliments, but they're not compliment magnets. Both of these fragrances. You wear it for yourself, I think, because it's quite a nice fragrance, quite a nice, very interesting fragrance. Both of these fragrances. I'd say John Varvatos has more chance of getting you a compliment as compared to the Bottega Veneta. Reason being, the Bottega Veneta doesn't project and doesn't have the kind of sillage I would have hoped from a leather fragrance. Hope you like this review and hope you find this helpful. Take care, fellas. Bye-bye.